by doing the crazy task of making 1,000 videos in 1,000 days. 1,000 videos in 1,000 days. Now he is focused on building NAS company, the community company. Please listen to me carefully. They make video content, craft incredible experiences, and build powerful technology. 300 million people every month. He has transformed the way people connect both online and offline. So please put your hands together. It goes without saying for the star session, Nusair Yassin. Huge round of applause for NAS Daily. Here we go, the ever energetic Nusair. Welcome.
Thank you. That's very nice introduction. Thank you. That's very kind. Hello, everybody. How are you? Okay, it's so good to be in Bangalore. This is my 30th time in Bangalore. And before I start any session, I like to get to know the people that I'm talking to. So we have a lot of time together. Don't worry, guys, relax. Before I start, I want to know, who am I talking to? So if you can please do me a favor, just stand up, raise your hand, stand up. In 2 sentences, just tell us, who are you and what do you do, and scream. You, yes, yeah, that woman. Go. You're from Goa, okay, and do you do startups? You're a yoga person. And why are you at a tech summit?
I'm here to invent something more for the health. I'm from a medical background as well as environment, health and safety. So I'm here for Ayurveda, naturopathy, yoga, to do what is happening in AI.
Very cool. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Okay, who wants to go next? Let's go that guy. Yeah, that guy behind her. Go, go, go.
Hey Nasir, I'm Rasik. So I work for a company called Boat, who works for building audio products. So I'm here to explore the AI part of Bangalore Tech Summit.
So what's your job?
So I'm a product manager. So basically R&D division. So I'm exploring new
Got
tech.
it. Product manager coming here to understand AI. Clear. Okay, who wants to go next? I want you to scream and be very excited. Let's go the guy wearing a NAS Daily t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Ram. I head a SaaS-based business where I help frontline workers manage their SOP digitizations via my mobile applications.
I have no idea what that means.
I will talk to you separately.
Can you explain it to all of us in one sentence?
So today, your checklist operations are managed on pen and paper. We have a mobile application where I help on SOP digitization tool.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for that t-shirt. Okay, who wants to go next?
Hi, hello.
Okay, let's go that guy. Yeah, that guy over there. Yes, go. Introduce yourself.
I'm building the world's first laser vision surgery equipment.
Wow. Hold on. Say that again. The world's first laser.
First solid state laser equipment for vision correction.
Wow. And does it work?
It has been working for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, this is an old science, but I'm bringing it a new technology which is of a different genre.
I love that. You should be on stage. What's your...
Someday.
How big is the company?
Yeah, I'm just in the startup mode.
Startup mode.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a couple of more. Let's do, yeah, that guy over there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I solve the finance problem of every company. I mean, like I take care of the end-to-end finances, tax and etc. for the company.
Okay, very exciting. And what brings you here?
Understand what is happening in tech world because I work with tech companies day in, day out.
So you work at a tech company now?
No, I work for tech companies.
Got it. Very cool. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's do a show of hands. Raise your hand if you're a founder. Okay, raise your hand if you work at a tech company. Raise your hand if you want to get into tech. Raise your hand if you're already in tech. And when you didn't raise your hand, what are you?
Diplomat.
Okay, now this is going to be a very awkward question. I like to know this before I start my session. I like to know who is the youngest person in the room and who is the oldest person in the room. So, who is the youngest person in the room? How old are you? You're 5? Come on stage, come. I don't think there's anybody younger than 5. Okay, now who's the oldest person in the room? How old are you? 63. Anybody older than 63? How old are you? 64. 64. Anybody older than 64? How old are you? 74? Anybody older than 74? Come on stage, come on stage. Come. Don't just. Hurry, we have like 2 seconds. Okay, I know. No, but he's young. Okay, okay, let's do one more person introduce themselves. Go, lady, yes.
Hi, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, this is Priyanka. I am a product manager with a real-time supply chain visibility company.
You're a product manager for a supply chain company.
Yeah.
And what brings you to this tech summit?
So I'm exploring some AI options in order to make that or take it to the next level.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. And let's do last one. Let's do this guy. This guy, yeah. No, that guy. Go ahead. No, that guy. Sorry. Go ahead.
You got the right person.
Give us something exciting.
Yes, I'm a professional filmmaker. I'm building a film tech startup.
Love that. So you make
Yes.
content.
Yeah, text to film. I'm solving 2 problems. One is text to film. Another one is I'm recycling film waste, digital creative waste into digital assets.
Very cool.
Thank
Finally,
you.
some of my people. Film guy, nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. What brings you here?
I'm a technologist. I'm a scientist, basically.
Very cool. And what do you do?
From Indian Institute of Science.
Sorry?
Indian Institute of Science.
Very cool. Okay, and what brings you here? Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. I love this because knowledge has no age. Like, they will both learn something today. Come, let's take a picture. Both of you? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you so much, guys. This is really cool. Okay, let's begin. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Nasir. Today, I'm going to talk about something I have never talked about before. This is my first ever talk about technology in the last 8 years. So I'm really excited about this, okay? So let's begin. First of all, 2 minutes introduction of what my story is. My name is not Nas. It is Nosire. It's a very complicated name. No sire, yes sire. No sire, yes sire. Okay? I also grew up in a very complicated place. I grew up in Israel as a Palestinian. It's a very complicated background. I don't recommend the background. But anyway, at some point when I became 18, I decided to get out and go to the United States. I said I must go to America, and I applied to universities. I applied to Harvard, got in, got a scholarship, got really lucky, and I studied economics and computer science. So I love tech ever since I went to college. And when I graduated college, I got my first job in tech. I was a software engineer at PayPal. Does anybody here work at PayPal? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's awesome. 4. Yes, so I hated my job, which I think you do too. PayPal is great, but I was not a good engineer. And I was very honest with it. I was just not a good engineer. And at some point, I asked myself, when are you going to die? Turns out there are two people that know when you're going to die: God and Google. So you type in Google, life expectancy male in America, and it says 76. So I was like, oh my God, back then I was 24. 24 out of 76, that was 32%. I was 32% done with life on average. And that's when I decided I need to do something different for the remaining 2/3 of my life. And that's why I wear this t-shirt right now. I've been wearing the same t-shirt for the last 7 years. I have never worn anything else. I change my t-shirt every 8 months. Every 8 months, I am 1% older. So now I'm 42%. Once, I know, it's scary. I don't recommend this. I quit my job and I decided to live life. I decided to make videos. I put these videos on the internet and I made 1,000 videos in 1,000 days. That's why it was called NAS Daily. It's every day. Never missed a day, not even once. No matter what happens, you have to make a 1-minute video and post it on the internet. Every video cost me 14 hours to make. I had a plan for this. Even if I died, I had a plan to make a video. Even if my mother died, there was a plan to make a video. I took it extremely seriously. And because I took it extremely seriously, I failed the first 270 days. The first 270 videos, nobody watched. Then video number 271, it blew up. It exploded. And NAS Daily became a thing. It became one of the biggest things on social media. Right now, NAS Daily is in 14 different languages across 6 social media platforms, 30 billion views, and 70 million followers. It blew my expectations away. Thank you. You don't have to. We're not going to talk about this today. This is the past. A lot of you here know me for that one thing, making videos. Like, raise your hand if you have seen a NAS Daily video before. Oh, nice. Awesome. Thank you. But actually, for the last 3 years, I have been doing something completely different. I have been building a technology company. And the technology company is called NAS.io. It is the simplest paid community platform in the world. It solves my problem, which is you have an online community, but you're not making any money from it. The only person making money from it is Instagram founders and employees. And so there needs to be a new way to monetize a community, and we decided to build it. So it's like a community management platform that is starting to work. And we raised $23 million of funding for this company. We raised it from investors in India, in US, in Israel, and in Singapore. And we hired a team of 100 people to run this company. So you can say I went back to my technology roots. And today I'm talking to you as a fellow tech entrepreneur. This is an industry that is 10 times more exciting than content. And as I build this platform, as I'm building this platform, I have failed 270 times. And today, what I want to try to do, I want to try to summarize the 5 things that I learned. The 5 things that I learned from my 3 years of building a technology company. Is that clear? Is that clear? Great, are you with me? Okay, so let's do it. 5 hacks I learned that I'm summarizing in 20 minutes, okay? In 3 years, in 20 minutes, you may agree with me on some things, you will disagree with me on other things, okay? We're not going to agree 100%. Number 1, talent hack. And this I super believe in. When it comes to building a technology company, probably the hardest thing is not code, it is hiring. And hiring is very expensive, especially if you want to hire talented people in America. And if you hire, and this is the thing, if you hire somebody in Silicon Valley, they'll cost you $500,000 if they're really good. And in New York, $300,000. It makes it very, very expensive. So the real question is, how can we find talented people before they go to California? How can we find the next Sundar before they enter America? Because the minute they enter America, they become really expensive. And so I am fully convinced that the next Sundar is actually based in India. And that is why I'm really excited about this talent hack. 65% of India is under the age of 35. There is a very high chance that the next Sundar is actually an attendee at the Bangalore Tech Summit. It's a very, very high chance. I believe there's a lot of untapped talent roaming around this conference, and the idea is, how can we find them, work with them, hire them, start a company with them before they go to America? And build the next Google here. I believe that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And the opportunity is starting to become more and more universal. So if anybody wants to do a talent hack and hire incredibly talented people, the easiest way to start is do it in Bangalore. There's enough of a talent density, whether in this conference or around the streets of Bangalore, and that's how you could find the next Sundar before they go to California. The second lesson is a marketing hack. And this I very, very believe in this marketing hack. I believe that every technology person should build in one city and sell in another city. Build in one city and sell in another. And the reason I say this, because I saw this with my own eyes. All 70 unicorns in Israel. Israel is a very small country. There are 70 unicorns there. 70 billion-dollar companies. But there's not enough customers for these billion-dollar companies. All of them build in Tel Aviv, sell in America. It's standard. And it works like magic. And that is why I think startups in India should not just build in India and sell in India, but also sell in America too. When you do this, the benefits are 10x. There's already a couple of startups that are doing this. For example, in Bangalore, there's a couple of tech companies that are building here and selling internationally. And you see them all around, like Infosys at Davos. For example, I saw them at Davos, and Infosys is based in Bangalore, but it sells internationally. When you do that, it is the easiest way in the world to get that 10x leverage. And by building in one place and selling in another. And I don't know why more people don't do that. So instead of just building in Bangalore and selling in Bangalore, you should build in Bangalore and try to find a way to sell in Brooklyn and see what happens. Another company, InMobi, does the same thing. InMobi is based in Bangalore, but it has 400 million users out in India and outside India. And the reason I say this is not just because of Tel Aviv startups. It's also because of content. That is something that we do ourselves. We create content in India, Dubai, Singapore, and the people that watch it are in America. And that is the easiest way to get 10x value increase. One view in Asia is the same as 10 views in Asia is the same as one view in America. So the market there is very ripe, and there's a lot of money to be created there. But you don't have to be based there. And that's the big idea. Are you with me so far? We have two hacks so far. The talent hack and the marketing hack. The third hack, and this is controversial, it's the office hack. This is controversial because I don't think a lot of people agree with me on this, but I think that location matters. Location matters, yes. With the internet, you can sell anywhere. You can sell in Indonesia, you can sell in Africa, you can sell in Mexico, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to your office, location matters. My controversial opinion, half of you will hate me for it. Remote work doesn't work. I know, boo. Remote work doesn't work. It's not as effective as we think it is. I've tried both. I've tried remote work and non-remote work. And an even more controversial opinion is that there are only 6 cities in the world where your office should be headquartered. 6 cities. Do you know what the cities are? Can you guess? Everybody, raise your hand and guess. Go. Okay, that's one. What's the others? Dubai? I'm not sure. Los Angeles? I'm not sure. New York? Okay, New York. San Francisco, Singapore, correct? Doha? Definitely not. This is what I believe. It's San Francisco, New York, London, Tel Aviv, Singapore, and Bangalore. And I am not saying this because I'm in Bangalore, to be clear, okay? I would say this even when I'm not in Bangalore. The truth of the matter is, ecosystem is a real thing. We cannot measure it, we cannot see it, but density of talent, density of startups is a real thing. Most startups in the world, most billion-dollar startups in the world are built by the same group of people. I think there's only 100,000 people that build unicorns in the world. And those 100,000 employees build a unicorn, they quit, they go build another. They quit, they go build another. They quit, they go build another. And those 100,000 people, most of them live in those 6 cities. So how do you measure if a city is good for tech or not? Go to a cafe shop and then listen to what people are talking about. Just eavesdrop to the conversations. If they're talking about raising money, AI, tech, engineering, most likely that's a city you want to be in. So a coffee shop in Bangalore, people are talking about unicorns. A coffee shop in Milan, in Italy, people are talking about fashion. Right? Nothing wrong with fashion. But if you want to be a technology company, you gotta be part of the ecosystem. And that is why Nas.io has an office in India and in Singapore. We have labor force in India and in Singapore to build our technology company. Our media company, Nas Daily, is actually based in Dubai because Dubai is great for media. It's great for content. It's viral. So ecosystem matters. Are you with me so far? So what do we have? What are the 3 hacks? Talent hack, marketing hack, office hack. What's the next hack? The next hack, I believe, is momentum hack. And I'll explain what this means. You have to think where the momentum is and go with it. Building a startup is like surfing. You cannot control the wave, but you can learn to ride it. The stupidest thing you can do is to stand in front of a wave, because you'll never succeed, especially if you're a startup. The smartest thing you can do is ride the wave. And I believe startups should learn to ride waves. This is so important for anybody in tech. So let's think about this. What are the waves that exist today in the world? I think we can guess, right? There's a few waves that are happening today that very few people talk about. Here, everybody's talking about them, but if you exit here, very few people are talking about them. We have the AI wave, very easy one. We have the crypto wave. Does anybody have Bitcoin? Raise your hand if you have Bitcoin. Oh, wow. Not a lot. I gotta buy more. But you have the AI and the crypto wave, clear waves that are happening. You also have the creator economy wave. Those waves, you should build a startup around them. What does that mean? That means if you now come up with a startup and say, I want to build the anti-AI, good luck. You're dead. If you want to build the anti-creator economy, you're dead in the water. If you build an anti-crypto company, you're dead in the waters. So you got to learn how to ride the waves if you want to succeed, get investments and all that stuff. But there's another wave that is happening. And I call it the India wave. Everybody sitting in this audience, nobody thinks that India is going to be smaller next year than this year. 0 people think India is going to shrink in its economy. So that is the wave where everybody here has a growth mindset. I don't know, maybe India grows 3%, 5%, 10%, 15%, 1%. I don't know, but it is most definitely going to grow. And a 5% growth in a 1.4 billion people country is a lot. And so I believe there's opportunities in India to build the next unicorn. Like Zepto, for example, right? They have a physical product and they're riding the India wave. And that's how you can build a unicorn in India without selling to America, especially if your product is physical. So I believe that for the right startups, you gotta build the right product for the right market at the right time. Timing is half the battle. Like now, everybody's talking about AI, but if you're building an AI 20 years ago, good luck. So you have to be at the right time, at the right place, with the right product. And I think the momentum is now. I think the future is AI. But it's not artificial intelligence. The future is America and India. This is not my line, but I believe in it. And so there's 2 waves happening. If you build in America, I think America is going to be growing like crazy in the next few years. And I think the same exists in India. And that is basically half the world's economy right there. Half the world's economy is just 2 countries. So it makes sense to build on this wave. So that's the 4th hack, which is the momentum hack. So what do we have so far? Talent hack, marketing hack, office hack, momentum hack. We may disagree, but on the next one, we cannot disagree. Okay, because this one is, my business. The content hack. Okay, on this one, you cannot disagree with me on this one. I think every startup and every big company and every government, every agency, every single human should become a content company. Governments should become media companies. Startups should become media companies. B2B companies should become media companies. Ankur Warikoo said this really well at NAS Summit last month in Mumbai. He said, content is like oxygen, and every startup needs to breathe. Yes, we like Ankur. And so I see a lot of, so I went around the startups here. I see a lot of startups. They're doing incredible stuff. I open up their Instagram, 10 followers. I open up their email list, 10 emails. That's not good. Creating content to tell your story should be the most important thing. So what kind of content should technology companies do? You make content about the founders, content about the employees, content about the customers, content about the product, content about the industry. There's 4 types of content you can make. 20 years ago, every time you created content, you had to pay. Every time. Because you needed to put it in a newspaper. You needed to put it in a magazine, on TV. And guess what? That costs a lot of money. like a lot of money. But today, with social media, it's literally free marketing. It costs you nothing to put a video on social media. It costs nothing to get 1 million views. It costs nothing, almost, to make the video. With AI, you can make they were just talking, you can make an image for like $0, and in 2 years, you can make a full video for $0. You can put it on the internet for $0. You can make 1 million views for $0. This is great for you, terrible for me. But when it comes to content, a lot of people don't understand the free marketing component. So, these are the 5 hacks. Let's see if you remember them. Actually, I'm gonna ask this guy, you. What are the 5 hacks? Stand up. Hurry, 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 take it, say it. Yes, you are a genius. He's paying attention. Yes, and this honestly sounds very simple, but this took me 3 years to understand. Okay? So when it came to talent, I just did not know how to hire the right person. I'm not saying you should not pay a lot. You should pay a lot of money for good, talented people in India, like $100,000 and above. You should not do market rate. You should do double market rate. But even then, that's still better than hiring in California or New York. Number 2, with marketing. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes to figure out how to build in Asia and then sell in America. I tried to sell in many other places, it didn't work, so it cost me a lot of money until I understood this. Then when it comes to office, I built a technology company in countries that don't have a technology ecosystem, and I lost $300,000. These are real mistakes that I did, and now I will not do them. Momentum. You know, I was building something that's not sexy in a thing that's not considered, you know, a trend. And it was really, really hard. But now it's getting much easier. And 5, content. I wasn't making any videos. Even I didn't make videos about my technology startup. But now I'm like, every single week, we have to make 5 pieces of content. Don't make my mistakes. And I believe everybody sitting in this audience can do this. And I believe that the next Silicon Valley can be here. Can be. You have the ecosystem, you have the talent, you have the internet, you understand the momentums, there's nothing else that's missing. And so, I really believe that the next unicorn can actually be one person sitting here to your right or to your left. Look around you to your right or to your left. Remember those people and chat with them 5 years from now and see what happens. Thank you, everybody. I hope this made sense. So, we have some time to take a few questions. I have one request. I want you to ask questions that are hard and sensitive and difficult. Okay, so think of the hardest, most sensitive question you can ask and ask it. Is your question hard and sensitive? Are you sure? Doesn't seem like it. It's hard and sensitive. Yes? Okay. Let's get him the microphone. I'll give you my microphone. Go ahead.
And as, can you tell me can you predict the storytelling economy in future? I mean, storytelling economy. Storytelling economy. You said content economy. I'm telling storytelling economy. I come from a storytelling background. How do you see the storytelling economy?
How do I see the storytelling economy? Is this question hard? Yes or no? Come on, just answer yes or no. It's not hard enough. Honestly, I don't think there's a difference between storytelling and film and content and social media. I think it's the same thing. I think, I actually don't think there's much of a difference. Like your movie, your 3-hour movie can become a 1-minute TikTok. And you should do both. You should create both, not just one. Good luck. Okay, is your question hard?
Hi.
Sensitive? You sure? Okay, stand up. Go ahead.
So I wanted to ask you about, so you've had a very varied background, and you were just talking about having 1,000 videos in 1,000 days. Now, if I give you the same challenge to do that now, where you were born, and if you have to showcase what's happening over there, how inclined would you be to take that up?
If I had to do the same thing today,
In Palestine and in Israel right now, considering the backdrop of what's happening, if that challenge is given to you now, would you be inclined to take it up?
I mean, it's not that hard of a question. It's a nice question, but I mean, yes, I would. It's not sensitive. But when I started Nas Daily, it was never an American thing. And it was never an Israel thing or a Palestine thing. It was a global movement. So every 10 days, I changed countries. The first country where Nas Daily started was Kenya. Kenya, Africa. And then the second country was Ethiopia. And the third one was India. Day 27, I landed in India. So I wouldn't make 1,000 videos about the same topic, because everybody here would be bored. So my recommendation to you is when you make content, don't just make it about the same thing, the same boring thing, all and all and all. And all. And people are a little bit tired of politics on social media, so I actually don't recommend political content on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube because the algorithm doesn't like it anymore. If you make political content, do it on Twitter and X. That's why a lot of politicians are on X, and they're not really on Instagram. So Instagram is more like fun, education. TikTok is more like fun. LinkedIn is more like career and business. And X, it's just everything. Good luck. Let's do man, woman, man, woman. Is the question hard and sensitive? All right, go ahead.
Firstly, thanks for this opportunity, and I definitely would like to ask something specific to India.
Yes.
I would like to represent Indian women today in this forum, and creating content, especially from a women in India, takes a lot of strength because we have to break several stereotypes while we establish our authority and trust. If you have to guide me, I'm ready to pay you, but help me create content.
Yes, I made money.
Help me create content. My husband is not in this room, but I want to also tell you, it bothers my husband when I put a post regarding my business in IT services of building AI agents, somebody is commenting, your lipstick is awesome, right? How many of you have done it? I'm sure many would have done it in a different direction of what I intend to say and what reply I got in reply, and it puts me down. It impacts my husband, it impacts my extended family. His friend says, oh, your wife is doing this. Instead of highlighting what is my purpose, I have to probably ensure my camera is just showing my face.
Yeah.
This is a big problem for women in India.
So, thank you for the question.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for this applause.
Look at that courage. The courage to ask that question is incredible. You mentioned your husband, and it's amazing. I'm so inspired by you. That's a great question. All right, so I think you are right because of this. I saw the same thing. This is not just in India, this is a global problem. I saw this happen with my ex-girlfriend. I am a man. I wear the same t-shirt for 7 years, okay? Never once had a bad comment about it. Everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. Ooh, I like your t-shirt. Ooh, this is nice. And it's the same thing. My ex-girlfriend wore the same dress twice in a video, and people were saying, why are you wearing the same dress? And something about your nail is broken. Can you please fix it? And I looked at her DMs. Her DMs are crazy. They're like very vicious. And my DMs are like, what's up, my friend? How are you? And we made the same videos. So yes, this is a global problem. The way I think, look, when I first started making videos, also my friends said, this is weird. Why don't you just become a software engineer and live in New York with us? Why do you have to share your life with the world? Do you want attention? So my answer is, from 0 to 100,000 followers, it's very hard and it's very lonely, and for women it's 10 times harder. But the minute you break above the 100,000 followers ceiling, you go from being weird to being cool. And once you break above the million ceiling, you go from being cool to being a goddess. You know, and that's how society works. We put you down until you succeed. Then we call you a genius. You know? And so, yes, you can view it as a gender thing, but I think you should view it as a humanity thing. I was also called weird. I was also called not cool. But now here I am talking to you guys about Nas Daily. So you just have to push until you break that 100,000 follower ceiling, or 100,000 revenue, or 100,000 customers. Whatever it is, push until you get to that first milestone, then you become cool. But nobody starts as cool. So good luck, and we're with you. And text me. Email me. My email is yassin@nas.io. YASSIN@nas.io. But only you email me. Okay, let's go. Man, woman. Is the question hard? The question's hard and sensitive.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So with your massive reach and influence, how do you balance staying authentic while managing the pressure to create content that appeals to a global audience and keeps your brand commercially sustainable?
Sorry, I have no idea what the question is.
No, so the kind of, massive influence what you have, how are you, the pressure you are taking care when you are creating content, and that, that keeps your brand commercially sustainable?
How do you keep the brand commercially sustainable?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an impossible question. I don't know. We're all trying. It's all trial and error, really. Sometimes you go too much to the left. Sometimes you go too much to the right. Sometimes you make too many ads. People say, I don't like Nas Daily. Then you make too many non-ads. Then you go bankrupt, right? It's like you have to balance. Life is all about balance. And so there's no right answer to this. You just have to find it out. Good luck.
The funny thing is, this question is not mine. This question is from AI.
Okay, well, that was an average question. And was that OpenAI? It's OpenAI? ChatGPT 4 or 3? 3? 4. So you pay for OpenAI. Okay, that's good. Let's do a woman. Hard question? Not an AI question. Go ahead.
Hi. A little bit of AI question. Something related to ma'am earlier asked, right? The internet is a little more brutal to women. So with a lot of deepfake AI videos coming up, what role do you see, or what responsible role do you see content creators like yourselves playing? And how, any comments on how the scenario will evolve with that?
That's a very good question. What are we going to do when all my face and your face is now with AI and people are impersonating you and me? So there are some things I look at as your problem, and other things I view it as someone else's problem. So who is responsible for fixing that problem? It's actually not you, and it's not me. It's not my responsibility to go make sure people don't impersonate me. It's Facebook's responsibility, it's LinkedIn's responsibility, and YouTube's responsibility. So it's our job as governments, and this is why you want a smart government that understands these threats, and to go tell the social media platforms, fix deep fakes, or you're banned. And I think that is the most important thing that we must do. But that being said, it's scary, but it is very exciting, okay? So if I go right now on Instagram and I open my feed, 100% of what I see is humans. In the next 5 years, if I open up Instagram and I go to my feed, it will be 70% AI, 30% humans. So humans are going to disappear from social media. It's going to be called AI plus humans media. Now, that is your opportunity. For the longest time, why do you think Nas Daily succeeded? Why did Nas Daily succeed? Because I'm young, because I speak English, because I can shout, and because I don't think I'm ugly. I'm not pretty, but I'm not ugly. But everything I said was luck. So I got lucky, and that's why I built Nas Daily, because I grew up like this, and people liked the way I look and the way I talk. But what if you grew up and you don't speak English? What if you grew up too short, too tall? You know, what if you don't have the characteristics that people expect of social media and Hollywood? That is where AI becomes your best friend. And that is the opportunity. If today, 10 million people, or let's say 1 million people can build a Nas Daily in the world, in 2 years, 100 million people can build a Nas Daily and create content. It'll be free, it'll be AI driven, you can create any character you want, you can give it American accent, Indian accent, British accent, Australian accent, and you can go viral and compete with me. In 5 years, you can become a better creator than me, because humans is just not enough. You want extra human to become viral on social media. So that is exciting. Don't be scared about the deep fakes. Be excited about the potential of AI. Hope that helps. Let's do man. Hard question? Hard question. Go ahead.
Hi, I would like to ask you one question. It's like you said, built in India and sell in USA. So consider there are behavioral differences, cultural differences, use case differences. How you will tackle that? Consider I'm building an app like that is 30 minutes medicine delivery in pan-India. That is need in India, but doesn't I think that is need in USA. How do you have to tackle?
That's a great question, because a lot of people have this problem. I was just walking around and I was seeing the technology products of the startups. And the minute you open the product, you can tell it's made in India. And then the minute you open another product, you can tell it's made in Silicon Valley. And then it's like, and it's the very small differences, like the font, right? If you compare products made in Silicon Valley versus outside Silicon Valley, the font in Silicon Valley is just beautiful. While I think a lot of Indian startups use system font, which is the most basic, fastest font to load because of the internet or whatever. I think it starts with design. Not company idea, but rather design. My advice, if you want to build something for Denmark, hire a designer from Denmark, but the engineers from India. If you want to build something for America, hire a designer in America. I really think the way something looks is the main reason why people use a product or don't use a product. If it's for me or not for me. It's even the copy, what do you say on the website? Like if you say on the website, my product is perfect, it is not Jugaad, for example. No one will understand what Jugaad means outside India. So you need to make cultural references to the country you're operating in. So hire a designer and a copywriter. That's it. Good luck. Let's do woman. Man, woman, man, woman. Right there. Stand up. Make it sensitive.
Hi, at the expense of losing out on businesses, followers, and consumers, how important do you think it is for founders across the world to remain authentic while they're dealing with media or just on social media? Because so I write for a newspaper, and founder community here and generally the whole of Southeast Asia, they're a lot more sensitive in letting their authentic selves be known. But we don't see that, maybe in the US circles when they're having to talk about the US presidential elections. So what are your thoughts on this?
Great question. Should I be authentic or should I be more polished on social media? If you ask me that question 10 years ago, I would say you should be polished. You should have a suit and a tie, and you should speak well and speak short and sound like you went to Harvard. If you ask me that question today, I would say, pretend like you've never gone to college, get rid of the suit and tie, and talk to me like I am your friend. There is something in the world called fake radar. Our radar for detecting what is fake and what is not. If I come here today and I say, it is my greatest pleasure to be here, you would realize I am trying to be more polite than I actually am. And people, what they love, they don't love facts, they don't love knowledge, they love authenticity. And I believe this is why Trump won, because even though whatever he says you disagree with, no one says he's fake. Everybody says, well, this guy is just, everything he thinks he says. And that is why people like him in America, I think. So I think 2024 and beyond, authenticity is what matters, which means do not hire a PR firm, which means do not type with hashtags. Hashtags is corporate. You don't even need to capitalize. Like now on Twitter, I stopped capitalizing. I'm typing to you like I'm typing to my friend. Today, I'm talking to you like I'm talking to my friend. And that's why you're listening, because I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. So who are you really? Put that on the internet. A lot of people will hate you for it. But that's the point. When you try to please everybody, you please nobody. And when you piss off 50%, yes, thank you, I really believe in this. See, that was authentic. So if you try to please everybody, you please nobody. But if you have 50% haters, by definition, it means you have 50% lovers. The extreme hate, there is always extreme love associated with it. And last sentence. I love this sentence. The opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. Just people don't care. They don't care. It's like, yeah, you can say whatever, I don't care. Like, it's so fake, I don't care. But you want people to hate you. You want people to love you, because that's true emotions. And so Nas Daily, thank you guys for loving Nas Daily. But I'm telling you, in another country, a lot of people hate Nas Daily. They see me, they would just come on stage and kill me. We're not going to say which country is that. But that's the truth of Nas Daily. So I hope that helps. Let's do, the youngest guy question. Go.
Hi, my name is Harith. I am from Freedom International School. I want to reduce carbon in the sky. I want to make my own airline. So my flights are powered by solar, battery, and fuel. So how can I get funding?
A kid
question.
in Milan will never ask that question. That is a Bangalore kid. Who asked these questions? How can I get venture funding so VCs can take my company and kick me out after a few years? Good questions. Any VC in the room? I know there's a lot of VCs in the room. How can they get funding? I'll tell you how I got funding, okay? How did I get funding? So I think when an investor gives you money, they don't care about your plane. They don't care about your sustainability idea. They don't care. You know what they love? They love you. So actually, I've realized this. A lot of investors just invest based on who they like to hang out with. If they like you as a human, if they think you're a fighter, if they think you don't quit. So you should demonstrate, you should show the world that you never quit. And when you show the world that you never quit, they will give you all the money they have because they know you will make sure to make it a success. So when I finished the 1,000 videos, I went to investors and I said, I don't quit. I never failed from 1,000 videos. I never missed a day. I'm very disciplined and committed. And if you give me your money, I will continue to be disciplined and committed. And I will do my absolute best to never lose that money. So now you need to show the world that you're disciplined and committed. You don't have to make 1,000 videos. You can start by becoming a bodybuilder, right? If you just go to the gym every day, build amazing muscles, have like incredible, body, lean mass, all the stuff, then you're committed. If you never miss a birthday, if you're very committed to your friends, you're committed. So there's a million ways to show the world that you're committed without having to make videos. Find that and then tell the world that you're committed and you don't quit, and then you'll make money. Good luck. And let's do last question. Last question, make it the most difficult. 1 second, 1 second. Do you remember the 5 hacks? Stand up, say them again.
Okay, so first is the recruitment or the people hack. The talent hack, right? Then the marketing hack, the office hack, the momentum hack, and the content hack.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Good, 4 out of 5, amazing. All right, last question. Let's do you. You got the microphone.
Thank you. Firstly, I'm sorry I lied. It's not a sensitive or hard question. I wanted to find something which is very difficult, but you asked me to be authentic. So I always have this question that I want to ask. What has been your greatest learning? You have done a lot of things. You are my inspiration. You have inspired me a lot. I'm following you since 5 years. But I just want to know what has been your greatest learning of life.
Oh my God, that's a great question to end the session. And I have an answer for it. There is this picture on the internet. It shows a person standing in front of 1,000 people. And that person says, you are all wrong. And those 1,000 people clearly disagree, but there's just one guy standing there saying, you are all wrong. And I love that picture because you need to, I found that the most successful people are the ones that look at society and say, when it comes to this, you are all wrong. And I'm willing to believe it and prove you wrong. And so it happened to me 5 times in my life. I come from a village where everybody is a doctor. 90% of my classmates are doctors. And then I looked at them and I said, I don't want to be a doctor. You are all wrong. So I went to Harvard. I became an engineer. Then at Venmo, I looked at everybody and I saw they're a great engineer and I said, oh, I'm not a great engineer and I don't think this is the way, you are all wrong. So I decided to make content. Then I made a lot of content. Then everybody that made content went into like Mumbai, Bollywood, Hollywood, to become famous and red carpet. And I was like, no, I think they're all wrong. I think I should build a tech startup instead. Terrible decision. But I'm trying to prove that it's correct. So every time you see all your friends doing the same thing, that is your signal to do the opposite. And every time you do that, beautiful things happen. Those who go against the flow, I have found, become the most successful in life. I hope that helps. Guys, thank you so much for listening to me. I want to take a video with them. Oh, yes. Let's take a video together, okay? So guys, this is for Instagram, okay? I'm going to say, it's good to be back, and everybody says, I say, good to be back in, and everybody says, Bangalore. Okay? So it's good to be back in. More energy, and use your hands. Okay? Ready? It's so good to be back in. Yes, thank you, Bangalore Tech Summit. This was incredible.
Just stay back for a moment. Yeah. I would request the Honorable Minister Shri Priyank Kharge and Dr. Krupal to kindly come over and felicitate. But somehow the shout of Bengaluru Tech Summit was not enough. It should be Apara, Unbound. Huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
It's an honor. Thank you, guys. Oh, even more.
Well, he might have received several felicitations, but this is definitely a very special one. So thank you once again for enthralling the crowd with your great. Thank you very much. I request all of you to kindly stay back for the final grand finale, the valedictory, wherein several awards will be given away in terms of Smart Bio Awards, Poster Awards, Assistive Tech Awards, Startup Ecosystem Enablers Felicitation and Exhibitor Awards. So we have the dignitaries, and kindly settle down, please. I would request all of you to kindly settle down.